Now, Albert Finney has been described, not least by Laurence Olivier, as the greatest actor of his generation. Every now and then, both on stage and in films, starting with Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, and especially Tom Jones, he does enough to prove it. The trouble is that just at the time when everyone wants to see more of him, he has an irritating habit of vanishing from sight for months at a time, going about his own selfish pleasures. As a result, his new film, The Playboys, is only his third since 1984. It's set in an Irish village in the 1950s, and Finney plays an obsessively jealous police sergeant, vying for the affections of unmarried mother Robin Wright with a strolling player, Aidan Quinn.
Tara.
Brendan?
I've told him the truth.
You're lying. Why?
Why do you think, woman? If you won't have me, you'll have nobody.
Let me go.
I'll never let you go.
You're destroying my life, Brendan.
I love you. I love
It's over. Now, one of yous is a liar. Which is it? Tara?
you. You're out of your depth here, man. Clear out.
I'm not asking you! I'm asking her.
Well, that was must bring back some memories to you of making that movie. I tell you what, though, I must confess that I was surprised to see you in The Playboys because it is a small budgeted movie. Why were you in it? I mean, what attracted you to it?
I like the feel of it very much. You know, this triangular sort of love struggle woven through the kind of rich, interesting texture of Irish village life in the 1950s. And I just responded to it, in fact.
And the character? I mean, that obsessive policeman, the non-drinking alcoholic?
Well, I thought I'd have a go at that, you know. I mean, I've played drinking alcoholics before, and I thought it'd be interesting to play a non-drinking alcoholic. Yes, I like the idea of the part, and I've not played an Irishman before.
Well, you did
So
in
I
Miller's
thought I'd do
Crossing,
that.
of course.
Yes, but he was an American Irishman.
Yeah.
I mean, he was not a Dubliner, you know.
You've got the accent very well, if I may say so.
Well, I had a very good dialogue coach, a very good fellow called Brendan Gunn. He's a good trainer, he is. There was great excitement when we were filming, and we filmed in the village of Red Hills, which is in County Cavan, in the north of the Republic, in the landlocked. And the Cavan newspaper reported the event of the filming in Red Hills and saying there's this great Irish actor, Milo O'Shea, and then named all the Irish actors, the British actor, Albert Finney, and the American actor, Aidan Quinn, the American actress, Robin Wright, who's now married to Sean Penn, who used to be married to Maradona.
Oh, Maradona. Oh, lovely, isn't it?
Very good, isn't it? Proper Irish stuff.
Yeah. I tell you what, one of the things I liked very much about the film was the ensemble playing. I mean, you really seem like a team. And you respond very well to that kind of thing, don't you?
Well,
teamwork.
Yes, I like you know, we're not in business alone. I mean, I don't do one-man shows, you know. And I like one of the joys of playing, of being an actor, is that to and froing with the mates, you know, and I love all that. I mean, it's that's the part of the fun of it.
You've always been extremely unpredictable in your choice of film roles, because I'm looking through the list of, 25 films you've made now. There aren't many, obviously, mainstream movies in there, and there are some really quite odd ones in a way, like Orphans, Miller's Crossing, Under the Volcano. What are the criteria that you use when a script comes your way? Because you get lots of offers, I know that.
Well, first of all, I think what I like to try and do, or perhaps respond to the idea of doing, is a script that's rather different from what I've just done. So I want, as it were, to explore another aspect of myself. And the other thing is who's written it and who's involved in it and how they may feel. So in that sense, it is unpredictable. And I quite like, from time to time, although I haven't really done it, I suppose, since The Dresser in '84, I quite like doing 2-hour makeups now and again, you know. As I get older, perhaps the makeups won't be taking so long, but it's really responding to something that I've maybe not recently or never been involved with. Perhaps it's that. I like change.
You were called by Olivier the greatest actor of your generation. Kenneth Tynan, after seeing you in Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, said that you were like a smouldering young Spencer Tracy. Are these labels like this, are they millstones? I mean, do you feel you've got to live up to them, or do you say the hell with it, that's somebody else's opinion?
No, yes, it is. I mean, don't believe it. I mean, if you believe the good things people say, you must also believe then the bad things people say. So it's best to believe none of it and go your own way. And don't ever take it on as a sort of burden. It's nonsense. That's just a response. One person's response.
Well, it was several people's response, of course.
Well, but it's only a point of view, isn't it? Nevertheless, it's all subjective, you see.
Oh,
You must never believe what they say about you. Good, bad, or indifferent.
But, you know, one of the results of that, and having had that sort of thing said about you, is that every few years, earnest people, like me at this moment, come to you and say, have you fulfilled all this great talent that you had, this great promise that you had? Do you feel, A, that you had great talent, and B, have you fulfilled it?
Well, no, I mean, I just think I'm a working guy. Really. I just go on. I just want to go on working. I hope to remain promising till I stop. I don't worry about that. You see, I never felt when you were talking about film stardom, I think that I never believed that I could be a film star in the sort of sense that John Wayne undoubtedly was, of that ilk. I think I'm a film actor. I didn't want to. In order to be a film star, you have to appear as you in everything you do and bring everything to you, or what seems like you, to the public. But if you like putting funny walks on and 2-hour makeups, you can't ever be in that position, really. You know, and I wanted to have that kind of life rather than be a marquee name, if you know what I mean. I understood I wanted to be a film actor rather than a film star.
But talking of roles that you haven't played, I mean, the one that astonishes me that you were even offered is Gandhi. Richard Attenborough wanted you to play Gandhi.
Well, this is a long time ago.
Well, I do appreciate that, Albert, but nevertheless, you never looked to me like Gandhi.
No, well, I didn't to me either. Richard Attenborough wanted to make Gandhi for a very long time. I think 20 years.
Yeah.
And he discussed the possibility of me doing it in the middle 60s. And I thought, well, if I go to a health farm for 2 years, I'll never look like the Mahatma. And, of course, it was not right that I did it, or right that Richard did it then. It was right that he did it later with Ben, because it worked better.
You obviously don't have any regrets about things you haven't done, or presumably about things you have done.
No. What goes by you ain't for you, as they say. No, I don't. I think that you can't. I think one just has, when things come along that you respond to, and and I do like to get obsessed by what I do. I do like to really get into it and really get to grips with my work.
It took you into movie directing once, didn't it, with Charlie Bubbles? Which I thought, if I may say so, I thought you did remarkably well. Why have you never done it since?
Well, Sheila Delaney, who wrote Charlie Bubbles, and I worked on another screenplay, and we didn't quite finish it, but we all the aspects of it, but the resolution of the screenplay was that the hero got eaten. And I looked at Sheila when she came out with this idea, which seemed correct for the subject and the story, and I said, well, in Anglo-Saxon film mythology, they don't eat the heroes at the end. I don't see Nat Cohen giving us the money for this. And, of course, fashion's catching up with us. I mean, they've been eating people now and again in films, you know.
Really the hero, though?
No, really the hero, yes. But I may have to give her a ring in a couple of years, so let's get it off the shelf. The thing was that it's a very big commitment to direct a film. I mean, for me it would be. And it's a year. And you have to, and I'd want to be involved in the evolution of the screenplay, you know, with the writer. And it'd have to be partly coming out of me. I don't want to direct something a complete script that comes to me and be hired as a director to bring it to life. It would have to be a personal, or have something that I have a personal response to. And I thought, well, those films, they don't seem to do very well. You know, and I'm not talking about the problem of raising the money for them and the amount of enthusiasm you need to get them made, I mean, a much easier life for me as an actor. Do you know, I mean, in the time it would take me to direct a feature film, I can do 3 gigs as an actor, so it's much
Well, that's
better.
true enough, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, if you were directing a feature film in this last year, you wouldn't have done 2 plays and 2 movies.
Exactly. I wouldn't have worked in Chicago, Ireland, and South Carolina. Terrific.
Yeah, you've got it made there, haven't you?
Well, not made. I mean, that's how it was a good year last year.
I'll be reviewing the Playboys when it opens next week.